Matt, it's easy to get wrapped up in the fouls and the free throws and all that, but y'all had some really good chances to execute down the stretch, and it just didn't work out. What do you think was going on in the last 4 or 5 possessions?
I just like we said, in the locker room, we played well for 25 minutes, and I mean we were up 19 in the second half. We had a lot of things going for us on both ends of the floor, and then just down the stretch, we just didn't guard well enough. We didn't make them miss. We went through stretches where we scored, but we had to, in order to win the game, we had to have more stops. We didn't do that.
Mm-hmm. What, just out of curiosity, what has this week been like? I mean, talking to Shaka, he made it sound like obviously everyone has had a rough week, but where did you think the guys were mentally and their spirit coming into today?
I mean, it's another obstacle in life. Some more adversity that that everybody has to go through. But like going into the game, going into practice, the last 2 days, I felt like we had high spirits. There was a great cohesiveness. There was a want to just to play, just having the opportunity to play, just get back in the gym was something we didn't take for granted. And we look forward to playing today. And like I said, we had things rolling for the first 25 minutes of the game. Then we just let it go.
Justin, go ahead.
Matt, there's a point in that second half where you were basically kind of like a wrestling referee between Courtney and Andrew. What was going on with those two guys? Are they okay? And do you think that had any sort of effect on the way you guys played the rest of the way?
No, they're fine. Just emotions. That's all. Nothing personal. Just the want to win. That's all. Just raising the standard, holding each other accountable. That's all it was. Throughout the game, like to start the game, everything was well. To end the game, Courtney got in foul trouble. Andrew sat down a little bit. He didn't get back into a rhythm. But still, like it takes a whole team to win. And I think at that point we needed other guys to step up. And it just didn't happen for us down the stretch.
I imagine you guys, took a while in the locker room afterward. Probably some things were said. This has been such an unusual week, as you said. There's probably just some frustration, some real life situations that are happening as well. What was just the mood and the conversation like after this one, knowing that you guys were up by 19 points and that one slipped away?
You're hurt. Definitely knowing we wanted to win. You take pride in winning, and it just hurt. Just to see how well we was playing early on. And just coming off, the things that most guys went through this past week, with their personal adversity. And, it would just been good to get the win no matter what happened throughout the game. It was just took a deep breath, a little weight off your shoulders just to get a win.
Chip, go ahead.
Matt, what, when you look at your defense, that was kind of what got you guys to your 10-1 start.
Yeah.
And the defense has been good at times, but it's been inconsistent. Can you just talk about where that is?
It just takes all 11 guys buying in and staying with it. When you get down to February, March, especially February, things start to get rough. Certain guys play more than others. Your bodies don't feel as good. Personal goals start to creep in. So it's about my job, coach's job, me being an extension of him, just to keep guys on the same page and that our end goal, is just to hear our name call on selection Sunday and then just throw the ball up in the air and just see what happens.
Cedric, you're up.
Yeah, Matt, as the leader of this team, tough game coming up against a red-hot Kansas team. What do you have to do in that locker room to make sure this thing stays on the tracks, especially with a very crucial part of the year coming up? Mm-hmm. A lot of games coming up in a very few days.
We need to protect the home court one time. We struggle most here. So that's going in, just having confidence in each other. No matter what has happened in the past, like we just got to move forward. Like it's life. Life hits you in many different ways. But we just got to be grateful that we have it better than some other people. But when it comes to just being like just playing and just wanting to win, just being together. I think just being connected, and that just goes a long way, you know, for 40 minutes, not 20, not 30, but for 40.
Why are you guys having so many problems at the Irwin Center? I mean, your biggest wins have come in the Maui Classic, at West Virginia. You've lost some really heartbreaking games here at home.
I wish I could answer that. I don't know. Maybe we should just play all away games.
Tournament will be away.
Yeah, they're working in our favor.
Got one last one. Nick, go ahead.
Yeah, Matt, I know obviously y'all never want to make excuses, but this week has been, draining emotionally, physically, spiritually for everyone. I mean, do you feel that took a toll on you? Do you feel like it took a toll on the guys? I mean, either just from a mental standpoint or a fatigue standpoint down the stretch?
For myself, I just try to keep a positive, energy, to keep a smile on my face, just so it can feed off into other people. I was granted not to have as severe circumstances this past week. But like I said before, like it's life. I think we've been through worse, going through the COVID situation we had a couple weeks ago. And it's just how life has been recently. And you got to be able to, adapt, and just have the humility just to move forward and just, be mature about it.
This was obviously, especially offensively for Greg, a tough game, 0 points. Yet he had that pretty late good look rattle out.
I thought that was good.
It was a good look, right?
But it was good.
So I mean, where's he at, mentally after a game like this? You put your arm around him and say, keep moving forward. Yeah, man,
I ride it out with Greg, just because he's a great character, on and off the floor. He wants to learn. He wants to be better. It happens. He's just a freshman. He's just 18, 19 years old. It happens. We all go through that struggle. It's not as easy as you may think it is over time, but he'll be fine. We're not going to turn our head on him, turn our shoulder on him. Greg's going to be fine. We're going to make sure of that.
Courtney, you guys were kind of rolling along there, and then there was the dust up between you and Andrew Jones. What was going on there, and how did this 19-point lead get away?
When you got two competitive people, we called each other out, and it just escalated. We put it in the past, but West Virginia did a good job of just hitting shots in the second half. We turned the ball over more in the second half, and they had more momentum in the second half than we did. But over the little thing between me and Andrew, it's in the past. We talked about it. We're going to continue to talk about it. So,
Dustin, go ahead.
Courtney, I mean, you guys afterwards seemed like you probably spent a lot of time talking amongst each other in the locker room. Was there any sort of like airing of grievances, or, were people getting some things off their chest? I mean, you mentioned that you and Andrew, the competitors, kind of, trying to hold each other accountable and things like that. Are you guys okay? And how do you guys kind of keep this thing from letting that sort of frustration with the real life stuff going on in a close loss, keep that from getting you guys off track?
I mean, like I said, when you got two people who want to win, I mean, emotions are going to be involved. And me and him do a good job of talking things out on and off the court. So we're going to continue to do that. So as far as the little altercation we had in the past, then I just think overall, this is like Coach said, this is the crossroads. We can either go one way or the other way. And we're a veteran team, so we're going to sit down and get better in practice and just look to attack Kansas on Tuesday.
Brian, you're up.
Courtney, you guys had 13 fouls in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
How do you walk the line? You can't change your style. You need to be aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, everybody has to be aware of what's going on. So what was the talk about that during the break and the mindset on that for the second half?
It's kind of hard, because you don't want to put yourself in a position of foul. But if you're not aggressive, then other teams are going to come at you. So it's like a lose-lose situation. But I think we did a good job with just playing through the foul calls. And in the second half, West Virginia did a good job of attacking us early. I think they got us in the bonus pretty early. We just got to do better just playing without fouling, just showing our hands more. And I just think in times like that, we got to know the refs are going to try to make it even. If it's 7-2 in the foul calls, they don't want to just keep it 7-2. They're going to try to make it even as possible.
And I just have to ask, what's going through your mind after back-to-back threes, and then you foul out and you got to watch the rest from the side?
I mean, it was tough. I was asking Coach to put me in earlier, but he said I had 4 fouls. They did a good job. He's a veteran coach. They came at me, and then he got me with a ball fake. So I just got to be disciplined on my end. But I believe in my teammates. We got some great looks. Greg had a corner three that rimmed out. Andrew had a wide open three that rimmed out. Matt got to the free throw line. I mean, we got the shots where we wanted. We just got to do a better job of just capitalizing and just finishing them. And it's something we're going to learn from and grow from.
Last one. Go ahead, Cedric.
Courtney, you finally got that three-stroke going. I know you've been waiting for that to happen. How frustrating is it to not be in there down the stretch, especially with the play that was drawn up that looked like it would be in your wheelhouse?
I mean, yeah, for me, I live for moments like that, big moments. Like I said, I believe in my teammates. I thought they were going to get the job done. I mean, the shots that they got are shots that they make. Andrew hits shots like that. Greg hits shots like that. Matt makes shots like that. So I wouldn't trade those shots for anybody. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to make it next time. You know what I'm saying? It's a make or miss game. So at the end of the day, they made more shots than us in the second half, and that's why they won.
And you guys don't have a lot of time to cry over spilled milk. Kansas is coming in here, one of the hottest teams in the country.
Mm-hmm.
What about your junior and senior leadership will come in handy going through this tough time with a tough opponent coming in?
I mean, we know the mindset that they have. We played them at their place, and I think we beat them by a lot. So they're going to come in with the mindset of trying to attack us. So if we just do everything we did today, I think it should take care of itself. We just have to be smarter and just stay together as a team, The altercation with me and Andrew shouldn't have gone as far as it did, but maybe it's a good thing it did so we can learn from it and not let it happen again.